Huzzah! There we go.
You have an idea to make Minecraft better. Are you ready? Let's build it.
You wanted me to show you how to build a server, right? I think it's so important that everybody knows how to build a server. So instead of just teaching you, I'm going to teach everybody out there.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. So first things first, Minecraft runs on a technology called Java. I don't know if you've heard that before, but
I have.
you have to have it installed in order to be able to run Minecraft.
Okay.
So first and foremost, we're going to make sure that you have Java installed.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to put this link in the description, but if you go to www.java.com/en/download, you will be able to you'll be able to download Java fairly easily. Okay, you just click the button here, and away you go. Agree, start free download, run the program, installs, you're great, you're good. Okay? All right, so now Java's installed. Now you want to go and get your server. And again, I'm going to put this link in the description of the video, but where you want to go is spigotmc.org. Okay? Head over to the download section and go to Spigot/build tools. Okay? Build tools allows you to build any version of the Minecraft server.
Okay.
Now, the latest version right now is 1.13.2, but even though it's got dolphins and bamboo and all that good stuff, I still recommend building down a version, but we're going to build the latest version just to show everybody how it's done.
Okay.
So first things first, we're going to want to click Build Tools, and we're going to want to keep that. Now we've got the build tools to build our server. However, there's one more piece of technology that we need to install before we can use the build tools.
And what is that?
And that's called Git for Windows, or Git. Git for Windows. It's a source code management software. You don't actually need to know how to use it, but it's required to be able to do this. So head on over to git-scm.com/download/win. Again, I'm going to put this link in the description just so you can click on it. But you download this software and you install it, just like you did with Java. You click to download, keep it, run it, you're good to go. And you can run that straight off here. Now I've already installed it, so I'm not going to put you guys through that again, but needless to say, you need Git in order to be able to install a server. Okay, so we've got Java, we've got Git, and we've got our build tools. Now we're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to open up the Minecraft folder here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go git bash here.
Okay.
Okay. And then the command, as you can see, we're in our Minecraft folder, right? And if I go ls or list, it shows that I've got my build tools there. Okay.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go java-jar build tools jar revision --rev means revision.
Okay.
1.13.2. This can take a little while, unfortunately, but as you can see, it's already starting to do its work. It's already starting to build Craft Bucket and Bucket, and eventually it'll build Spigot, which is the server we're going to be using.
Okay.
Because Spigot is moddable and it's also optimized for lots of players, which is a good thing.
All right.
All right, so why did you want to build a server? What is your main objective for building your own server?
My main objective for making my own server, I want to have somewhat control over what goes on in a server because I have my own ideas for my server.
So you're kind of tired of going on to other people's servers and having them kind of being the boss and kind of saying what you can and can't do on the server. Yeah. Right. Okay. That makes sense.
And I know that some admins and owners, I would say, they don't really allow set to daytime and such like that. So I wanted that to be kind of a change, because if people want something, I want to get what the people want.
Well, I think that's great. What about a compromise between the two, like a vote plugin where people could do /vote day, and if enough people, say 30% of the people online hit that command, then it would go to day.
Right.
But of course, you'd need to learn how to build plugins, right?
Yeah.
Which is also one of the things we're going to cover in this series.
Right.
Which is awesome. So you said you had some ideas for your server. What, other than giving people the day or night command?
Well, another idea I had was,
Okay, so how does that work?
so when you go in, you guys select like a server, because if there's more than like let's say 100 people, then there has to be multiple servers, like sub servers, so that people can join different sections of the game, so it's not overcrowded.
Okay, so
And it's like a free for all, but also with hundreds of zombies spawning at once.
now would
Come
you
to
have
get
them?
you.
Would you have them spawn directly on you all the time, or would they just kind of
They would-
populate in the world and you kind of have to escape them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you will get, like in Minecraft, you'll get experience for killing them, but you'll also get whatever the zombie has, like an actual zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that's a great idea. So if they're wearing armor or weapons or whatever, you
take
just
off.
automatically get that when you kill them,
Yes.
instead of them disappearing like most of the time.
Yeah, and there's also a rare
Okay.
chance to get their heads, which if you put on, the other zombies will ignore you because you would smell like a zombie.
That's a really good idea. Because I know there's the hat command where you can wear another head as your head.
Yes, but if you do that, then the effect won't be the same.
Interesting. Interesting. So what would be the reward for experience?
It's like, so like,
Just bragging rights, or would you get extra powers if you
Like,
get higher experience?
if you have more experience, then you can spend it in an XP shop.
Okay.
Like that's an
Yeah.
idea I also had. So in the XP shop, you could buy like higher ranks, so that when you do /kit, which is the plugin thing you talked about,
Mhm.
so then you would be able to do /kit noob or /kit pro.
Okay, so instead of having like a paid ranks like used to happen in Minecraft, you would be in this zombie apocalypse, and the better you get at killing zombies, the more experience you gain, and the more experience you gain, the more ranks you would gain. So that would be your ranking system.
Yeah.
So when you kill like 1,000 zombies or whatever, you would rank up to like the next level.
Yeah, and if you kill 1,000,000 zombies in total, you get zombie killer rank, which is the highest.
The what rank?
Zombie killer rank.
Zombie killer rank. Now that's interesting. By the way, guys, this is my son, DeathPlayer1000. He's going to be starting up a channel soon, so after he gets his videos going, you'll see me start linking to his channel too. You might have some interesting comments on his projects he's got coming up. All right, so as you can see, it does take a little while for the Minecraft server to build. It's still kind of trucking along here. Obviously, the faster your computer, the more quicker it's going to be done. It does take a little while. Well, a zombie apocalypse sounds amazing. Do you have any other ideas for your server?
Yes, like Hunger Games. It's like
Well, Hunger Games has kind of
Yeah.
been done. What would be your original take on it?
Original take on it. So instead of just spawning in the center of a cornucopia, you would spawn all around the map at different points.
Okay.
So that instead of just like summoning a circle around a cornucopia, you have to spawn at different areas, and instead of like in Hunger Games, there's weapons and such made for you. You just have your surroundings, and there's only one cow in the entire game
Why one cow?
because it's called Hunger Games.
Oh, that's hilarious. So instead of the only objective being killing each other and being the last one standing, it's going to be the first one to get the beef.
Yeah.
What are you going to call it? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? But the whole point is patience is probably the number one thing when you're building a server.
Okay.
You know, you have to learn how to go through these steps, obviously, and watching my videos, you'll be able to see these steps.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about being able to rebuild my network after taking such a long hiatus on it.
Yeah.
When I was a co-owner on Guildcraft, we had, what was it? I think 500 players online at any given time when I was a co-owner on there. And I built their survival, and I built their prison and their SkyGrid server. And it was a lot of fun. It really was.
You just reminded me of another idea I had.
All right, go ahead.
So unlike your average prison where you mine ores to rank up and escape, this would be an actual prison escape prison.
Okay.
So like you spawn it in a cell, and then at different times it will open the cell, and there will be like these guards that will show you the way, and if you disobey them, they will shoot you once with a bow and arrow. And if you continue to disobey them, then they'll shoot you again until you're at half a heart.
That's interesting. I had an interesting idea for an escapable prison too. There'd be a parkour that would open up once a day, and you'd have exactly 15 minutes to try and solve the parkour. And if you manage to get all the way up to the top of the tower, you'd have to jump down to escape the outer wall of the prison, right?
Right.
But you'd only have a single slime block to land on, so you'd have to time it just perfectly. Because if you missed and you landed on the on the concrete, you die, of course, you'd respawn back into prison. But if you managed to hit that one little spot, you'd bounce and then you would go to safety and there'd be a car waiting for you. Bounce on that and then it would take you to the faction spawn.
And alright, an add-on idea to that.
Okay.
Instead of just be one slime block, there would be it could be like a clock underneath with a piston, so that would go in and out, in and out.
That's so mean. That definitely adds difficulty.
Yes.
But okay, so because it's an escapable prison, when you escape prison, your status changes from prisoner to escaped convict, right? To escaped. And then if you manage to make it into the town, guards would spawn around you and try and beat you up. And if they manage to kill you, it's effectively like knocking you out and dragging you back to prison, right? Right. But equally, for every single guard that you kill, your bounty goes up $100.
Oh.
Right? And it also would reveal your location to all of the bounty hunters that are currently free in the game. Right? So every time you kill a guard to stay escaped, your bounty goes up and your location is revealed to the bounty hunters that are on the server. So that's actually one of the things we're going to be building in this series.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about that. Also, my prison server is a little different. Like you said, a lot of the prison servers are all about digging up ores and selling the ores for money, and then you use the money to get to your next rank until you get to the final rank, and then you can leave, right? Well, call me crazy, but I don't think buying your way out of prison is very realistic, right? So in my prison, you're actually going to be given a prison term. So you could get like 2 years in jail in real time, okay?
Oh, wow.
And now if you just stood there online, right?
For 2 years.
For 2 years, your timer would run out, you'd have served your sentence, and you'd be released into the free world.
Yes.
But who wants to stand around doing nothing for 2 years, right?
Right.
So by mining in the work camp, in the work mines, right? By mining, you're able to reduce your sentence by however many seconds that each of those blocks are worth. Maybe even diamond blocks would be worth a minute apiece or something like that, right? So you're literally working down your sentence. And instead of having a shop where you have to pay with money, because there's no money in this economy, it's just time. You could go and you could get a diamond shovel or a diamond pickaxe, but it would add like a month onto your sentence.
That's mean.
Isn't that great though?
Yeah.
I think that would be super fun. I don't know, guys. What do you think about a time-based prison? Let me know in the comments if you think it's a great idea, and we will definitely build it in this series. So now I've skipped it ahead here just because it is taking too long. I've only skipped it ahead a couple of minutes here, so it gives you an idea of how long it actually takes to build this thing. But as you can see, now we've got our Spigot 1.13
jar.
.2.jar. Okay, this is actually the Minecraft server itself. So just like this here, if we do ls again, it'll show us those things, right? Right. So now what we want to do is we want to start this server up.
Okay.
And I can never remember what the command is to start the server up, so we're going to look it up real quick. Spigot start server.jar. So Spigot has some great installation instructions. Feel free to give them a read. The URL is spigotmc.org/wiki/spigot-installation. Really all I'm looking for is just this command right here. Okay. So I'm going to use that, and we are going to paste that in here, but it's not spigot.jar, it is spigot-1.13.2.jar, right? So this is the command to start that. Enter. It's going to fail right away. That's expected, okay?
All right.
And the reason for that is because in 1.10 or 1.9, Mojang implemented the end user license agreement, and to make sure that people were actually following it. Now, actually, what I'm going to do here first is just, I don't want to mix up the files with the build stuff, so I'm going to put my server in here. Okay?
Okay.
And what we need in server is going to be the Spigot file, the server properties, and the EULA. And we're going to drop that into server. Okay?
Okay.
Now, we're going to go cd server, because I just created that folder, right? And there's my files. So in order to get your server to start, you need to go into the EULA, and you need to select true and save it. Okay?
Okay.
Now that that's saved, you can start with that command and click OK.
Okay.
And just give it a moment. It's now going to build the server files, and it's going to build the world. Now you see here where it says 25565. That's the default server port for our Minecraft server. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and it's spawning the world areas now.
Okay.
Right. So now once this is up and running, there are a couple of ways that your friends or your siblings can join your server, or people in your household. Okay. Most people run on internet connections that are shared in their house.
Yeah.
So they only have one IP that goes to the outside world, and then they have numerous IPs on the inside. And IP stands for Internet Protocol. It's kind of like a street address for a computer. Every computer's got one, but sometimes they're not. Your IP address isn't seeable by the outside world. So in order for your Minecraft server to be accessible to your friends, you need to open up port 25565 on your router and make sure that it goes to your IP address on your computer. So there's a couple of ways you can check that out. Okay, you can go into your start menu and you can type run, and then in the run type cmd, and that'll open up a command prompt. Okay? And then you do ipconfig. Now this is a server, so it's going to have a bunch of crap. You're only usually going to have one of these. Okay? And usually if you're on an internal connection, you're going to have an IP like 192.168.0. something, or 192.168.1. something. Okay? And that's the address that you would give to your brother or your sister or whoever, so that they can play on their computer and connect to your server, right?
Right.
But if you want people on the outside world to be able to look at your router, you need to register the port of your Minecraft server to the IP address of your computer in your router. So if you do have a 192.168 address, then chances are you've got an internal address. See, I'm fortunate that my computer actually connects directly to the internet, so I don't have to worry about this step. This IP address here and this IP address here are external IP addresses, so I can connect my server directly to the internet. I don't need to do this next step. And there's so many different routers out there. I can't give you individual instructions on how to port forward, but if you go into Google and just literally ask, how do I open ports on my X router, on whatever brand your router is, it will show you instructions. You can find pages that'll show you instructions on how to log into your router and do the port forwarding for this service. Okay? So you would find your internal IP using this command, and you would use that when you're setting it up. So you're basically forwarding all incoming connections on 25565 to that internal address, and that will connect your Minecraft server to the outside world. Okay? Okay. Got our server running on here, I believe. Yes. Now you can see I can type in here. That's because this is the console. This is the Windows, or not the Windows, sorry, this is the Minecraft console. So when I'm in game, I will be able to opt myself using that. So I'm going to pop into Minecraft real quick here. That IP address that you looked up, your internal address, you can use that one under multiplayer. You're going to click add server and you're going to call it whatever you like. I happen to like Epic Faction. That's a name I've been using for years. And for the server address, you're going to punch in the IP address of your local host. So like I said, yours might be 192.168.1. whatever, you know, it could be anything. Just look it up, right? My external address is 75.159.190.189, and I can add that directly. And as you can see, here's our server. So of course it's giving me trouble because I'm currently running 1.12.2 and it needs Spigot, and the server is 1.3. So I'm going to get an outdated client issue here, but we can easily fix that by going in and rerunning this as a 1.13.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. So we pick out 1.13.2 and we hit play, and away we go. So another common question that I get when setting up server is, how do you open a server so players can run it? And to do that, all you have to do is just go into your server.properties file, change the online mode to false, and then anybody will be able to log in, regardless if they paid for the game or not. Okay? But you got to be careful with that. If you're going to run a cracked server, you need to put a protection plugin like auth.me on there so that you can make sure that they have to push a password in. Otherwise, just anybody can log into your server, right?
Yeah, and we don't know who they could be.
You got it. Exactly. All right, so now we've got the new Minecraft open. We're going to go multiplayer, and we're going to connect to our new server. Huzzah! There we go. As you can see, we are now in our own server. Now I'm going to go into creative mode by going game mode creative, and as you can see, it didn't let me, right? And the reason for that is because I'm not op. In order to be op, go into my console and op me, and it'll say made Samlander34 a server operator.
Okay, how do you make yourself owner?
Well, you are the owner.
Yes.
Because you have access to the console, that makes you the owner. You can opt, de-opt, ban, kick, whatever, right? And we'll cover that in later, probably in the next episode.
Okay.
It's just because this episode's all about getting your server up and running. The next episode's going to be about how to protect your server, how to make sure that, you know, if people come in to cause trouble, you're able to get them out of there. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so now we are server operators here. We're going to kick back into Minecraft, and as you can see, the server's saying here that we're now a server operator, and we can go into game mode creative, no problem. We've got fly, we've got creative, we've got everything we need. So that, in a giant magic nutshell, is how you open a Minecraft server.
Awesome.
Now, this is just the very first step, and this is only the first video in the series, but I think this is a good place to wrap it up here. I think tomorrow what we're going to cover is how to add plugins to your Spigot server so that you can keep it safe, you can moderate your chat, you can kick off players who are causing trouble, and we may even cover how to start building a spawn. I might leave that for the third episode, but we'll see. Okay guys, so that's how you set up a Minecraft server. Now this is very vanilla right now, but it's not going to stay that way. This is the very first step in getting our massive network set up. In the meantime, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Also hit that little bell if you're on YouTube so that you're notified when the videos come out next time. In the meantime, this is Samlander34 and Death Player 1000 signing off.